Welcome to the Powerful Comicsman podcast. This is Jerald Dorado, and we continue the 40 Life Wisdom at 40 series. We have now arrived at number 37. But before we continue, let me just tell you about our amazing online bake shop, Miyucha Lux Cakes. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook at hello.miyucha. That's at HELLO.MIUCCIA. We have the best, and I mean the best desserts. Best desserts, cakes, cookies, donuts, and the best surprise of all, they are all vegan. And I'm telling you, vegan or non-vegan, Miyucha Lux Cakes is the way to go when it comes to desserts. Okay? And this series, 40 Life Wisdom at 40, is compiled in www.komiksman.com/40 Life Wisdom at 40. That's our page. So if you are just catching up now, all of the episodes are there. Okay. And let's go on with number 37. Number 37. Where one asteroid impact away from returning to the Stone Age. Yeah. Okay. So, well, I suppose this is probably gonna be a short episode. Hopefully. um in the previous episodes, I talked about the tendency of people to be disconnected to the reality of nature, to the wildness of how it is really to live on planet Earth, and that we have been dependent on technology and the luxuries of modern living. So you can check that out. The title is "Remember that you shit on clean water." I'm not gonna rehash that on this episode. Just check it out in the series. But in this episode, I'm gonna continue on that and tell you that this, aside from being disconnected from nature, and because of the modern luxuries that we have, we should also remember and keep in mind that these amazing things that we have right now, this modern civilization, as amazing as it is, this is actually a very fragile system, a very fragile infrastructure, in that at the end of the day, we are living in a literally a rock floating in space, spinning, traveling bullet speeds, revolving around the sun, and the sun revolving in God knows where, revolving in the center of the galaxy, going nobody knows. Okay. And these are science, nerdy science shit, but these are true. These are true things. That, and being here grounded, tiny, in our tiny Earth, it is very easy to forget that. And actually, we don't really think about it. I don't think about it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening outside. Sometimes my room. When I stay at home, I'd be working. I don't know what's happening outside. It seems quiet, so I assume it's peaceful. Something like that. That's as far as we recognize most of the time, as long as it's not, there's no immediate danger in your vicinity, We're not really concerned. So what more about the vastness of the universe, right? Well, I suppose that's relatively the least of our problems until the problem presents itself, right? Because just like the Earth being just one of the billions and billions, trillions of celestial rocks floating in space, there are other rocks, literal rocks from space that could be heading our way. And this sounds like sci-fi shit, but we all know that this is true. And most likely, hopefully, we don't experience it in our lifetime. But as far as history goes, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when the next asteroid is gonna hit Earth. Because we all know about the dinosaurs. It's probably the most popular asteroid impact that we know of. Wiped out all of the dinosaurs, or non-avian dinosaurs for the more science specific geeks out there. But and we're actually due for another asteroid visit. Hopefully we don't experience it and our near offsprings. But sooner or later, we're gonna have to face one, and hopefully by then, humans would have a technology to avert that pending disaster, or at least detect, because there are billions, or at least millions, probably, that's inside our solar system, and we have tracked only just a little fraction of those. Then again, this is not just about asteroids, okay? Of course, asteroids is could be that same situation can parallel a lot of adversities that could happen in your life. A lot of the good things that's happening about your life. All of these things can come into a sudden halt, all of a sudden, with no warning. Just think of the just think of the pandemic. How much has this pandemic taken away from you? How much did it steal? Your time, opportunities. I'm sure there had been opportunities gained as well. But if you consider the changes that how much it altered the course of your past year, and God knows until when, all of our plans were greatly affected by this global event, and that's just one of it. It's nothing compared to an asteroid attack. It's not an attack. Asteroid impact. Okay. But you get my point. Or maybe other tragedies. All of a sudden, maybe it's a storm. Maybe it's a storm that destroys your house. And worse, some taken relatives or loved ones who I can't imagine losing someone from COVID, because um, just a while ago, just just like anything, you could be doing very well now, and then something comes up. COVID strikes, and I don't know, some people die, or maybe not COVID, you get into an accident, and or I don't know, you get mugged. I think you get the point, that the calamities can happen abruptly, and that's and it's sometimes it's inevitable, because I would consider that to be part of change in our lives, because some changes happen slowly. Some changes can happen, um, can be scheduled. You'll know it's gonna happen. Like, let's say, um, ending high school, right? High school, you know exactly when you're gonna graduate. You can prepare for these things. Or college, so, or you're pregnant. You know when you're gonna give birth, and these major events in your life can are turning points. These are turning points. You know when you're gonna get married, your wedding date, right? So these are tremendous impacts, tremendous events that would change your way of living. And not all changes are bad. Of course, there are great changes. Maybe you get promoted to a higher position, or you get your you your business exploded, and you become insanely successful. These things could happen sometimes quickly, or sometimes gradually, but they are change nonetheless, and we are all subject to it. The only thing that is permanent is change. That's another line that gets repeated all the time, and it is it is true. That is how the earth has acted ever since the beginning of it. And I don't know. It's just accepting change. I suppose that is what I really want to talk about in this episode. Accepting change, dealing with change. Some changes could be for the better. Some could be euphoric. Some would make you give you comfort. Some would be very fulfilling. Some would be just pure joy, and some changes are just pure heartbreak. And sometimes you can't control what's gonna happen. It's you'll never know what kinds of cards are you gonna be dealt with. And the whole point of the episodes, the majority of episodes in this series, is to help you, or at least share to you, the things that I think made me probably adapted for change. Probably because I'll never know. Maybe I'll get something that's really devastating. I hope not, but it could happen. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rely on my character, on my fortitude. I'm gonna rely on my on my discipline, on what kind of person I have become, and hopefully it would be enough to to help me get through any kind of adversity that would come to me in the remaining days of my life. And that's what I wish for you as well, because change Change will come, and all we can do is embrace it and deal with it as best as we can, as gracefully as we can, as wise as we can. And you're gonna need everything that you have learned in your life to counter adversity. So remember the lessons that helped you. Remember them. Do not do keep notes on the things that worked, the things that didn't, the things that got you into trouble. Avoid them. Apply, apply the things because sometimes, well, actually, most of the time, if you can figure out a formula for success or for failure, it will benefit you if you can remember that formula, so that whenever the same combinations come up again, you can predict what's gonna happen. And we've talked about that, being able to predict people, and the same things with success. If you read the if you read business strategies or books for personal growth and success, one thing that they're gonna tell you is that there's a blueprint for success already, because a lot of people already took note on what's effective and what's not. So make your own list so that you'd be able to apply them. Do not take anything that you experience for granted, no matter how little they seem to be. Remember, remember everything, because you'll never know when you're gonna need them. Remember, remember the, I don't know, little trivia. Of course, you can. Most people will not be able to remember everything. You can be forgiven, but remember as much as you can. Remember patterns, remember names, and remember, study history. Equip yourselves with knowledge, because because as time moves on, as the earth revolves, as you grow older, changes change chugs along with it. And if you can only be comfortable in your comfort zone, if you cannot get out of it, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. I'm telling you, you would have to. There's no other way around it. The world will not adapt for you. uh, I think we've mentioned that already too. If if the asteroid hits us, it's gonna be every person, every man, woman for himself, and you can't do anything about it. And of course, it also applies in for us individuals in things that are not as impactful as a global disaster. And these are things that, again, we do not have control over. But I suppose the only thing that we can do is be grateful. Be grateful on the things that we. If it's our time, then it's our time. Be grateful to be grateful about the things that you have, the blessings that you received, the people, the people around you, the people who helped you, the whether you've met them or not, your heroes, even if they're from a different time, even if you've never met any of them personally, things, people who inspire you, stories that inspire you. Be grateful about your clothes, your house, the material things you possess, things that make your life easier, the food that you eat. Practice gratefulness. Practice be grateful to the guard in your village. Keeps you safe. Be grateful to the health workers, right? The frontliners. Um, feel the gratefulness. Don't just say it. Be genuine. Be grateful. Be grateful for yourself as well. If you are able to forgive yourself, if you are able to improve yourself, you can also put yourself in a third person and at least pat yourself in the back once in a while. Appreciate what you have become. Appreciate your work because there you are your greatest work. And sometimes you need to be appreciated by your own creator, which is you. There's plenty of things to be grateful about. You will never run out of things to to be thankful for and appreciate. And I hope you don't miss any one of them in your lifetime. I hope you get to thank people that needs to be thanked. People that just tell them that you appreciate them. Just tell them that you have affected their lives, or they have affected your life rather. Let them know because sometimes they don't know. Sometimes you a simple gesture could be could mean so much for others, and you're not even aware that you're just surprised at what why are you thanking me. You don't know when you're gonna inspire people. And it's I think if you are not able to thank your heroes, I think you will regret it. I think you will regret if you have never thanked your parents, if you've never told them you love them, if you've never, maybe your teachers too, anyone that that you think you should that you have that you owe anything, especially hope. Somebody who gave you hope, somebody who showed you that you are more than what you think you are. I hope you don't miss doing that in your life while these people are alive, because again, regret is a bitch. Maybe it's your parents, it's your brother or sister, cousin, grandfather, grandmother, uncle, aunt, anyone, a coworker, a friend, your best friend. Sometimes it's easy to forget if you are too familiar with people. It's easy to forget how important they are. And well, sometimes people also differ in personality. I know people, some people who appreciate you, and but doesn't really express that much. If you're that kind of person, I suppose it's fine, but sometimes you would just have to try hard. Just try hard. Um, I don't think it's an excuse because you'll never know when that asteroid is gonna come, and there will be nothing left to do, and everything is gonna be too late, and there's nothing worse than that. Very few things are worse than that, and hopefully you don't experience it. If you already did, then do better on the other people that you have in your life. Do not let it happen again, because you don't you don't want to feel that emotion again. Simple as that. So I suppose that's it. Change is inevitable. Change will happen. Change will come. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. Everything will come to an end. Even the sun will come to an end billions of years from now. So appreciate what you have while you can, and let them know that you do, because we are just one asteroid impact away from returning to the Stone Age. Powerful Comics Man podcast.